Hello there, my name is Aaron and I like to make things out of old toys and model kits. I had a request from Charles Henderson 9578 asking if I could build a landing pad or super submarine or my version of a sub from the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea or Jerry Anderson's Fireball XL5. Well, Peanut, I did neither, and let me explain. I could not find any pieces to start the Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea sub, but that is still on the cards. As for Fireball XL5, I wasn't really a fan of that when I was growing up, but Stingray, that I was. So if you wouldn't mind awfully, I will try and do good, Charles, with this sort of mismatch. I'm going to build a landing pad with a control tower and my dirty version of Stingray. So you know what that means. Let's start scratching that build. So we're a minute in and I've already brought out a chunk of model kits I'm going to start sticking to the container bottle I felt had the correct shape to Stingray. I'm just cutting down the nose cone from this model kit and I'm going to use the back of it to add a little sexy shape to either the bottom or the top of this container. I'll use the nose cone for the other side and feel it needs something round to make it look like a 360-degree viewing area, and that's where this clear bauble comes in. So that's going to get stuck down there, and then I can go back in and secure the nose cone. I need some pipes, so using heat shrink wraps, I put them around some pokey ear sticks, and then I strategically cover all the gaps this build seems to have suddenly. There's a big noticeable gap from the fuselage I used on the underneath of the build, so I'll just shove a missile into it to pretend I know what I'm doing. These blue things that look like exhausts came from a toy I broke down. I have two, so one either side then. As you can see, I also added some more pieces of model kit just to jazz it up a little bit and used two tiny wings for the back as stabilizers. I add some missiles to the front just in case of chance encounters with giant squids or maybe sharks. Then another piece from a broken toy added to the front to cover all the writing on the base of the bottle. For the back, I'll use a propeller from a model kit. And with the submarine pretty much done, it's time for the landing pad. And for that, I'm going to use some 5mm foam board. And then I just cut it quickly into the shape that I'm looking for. Now I want my landing pad to be on some sort of stilts, so I think this is a Kinex piece, not really sure, I could be wrong as I have a lot of broken bits and pieces gifted to me. Anyway, I'll just cut this down to size. If you notice, I've cut inside the landing pad, then I'm going to use some plasterer's tape, I think that's what it's called, to make it look like grating. So no build of mine is ever complete without googly eyes. I'm going to place these around the outside of the landing pad, probably paint them later on to make them look like, I don't know, lights or something. And then, god damn it, a few on the submarine because I'm adventurous and like to live on the edge. Before going any further, if you got here then I salute you because you'll probably skip to the end now. But if you're awesome and want to leave a comment, use this code word at the start so I know you actually watched. And the password is, also please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I turn over the landing pad and put the stilts into place. Once the glue is all set, I turn it over and bloody hell, it doesn't wobble. Well, that is a surprise. Quick, move on. A bit of polystyrene packing will help with the terrible terrain that I'm going to build. And now unfortunately I don't have any spackle or plaster, and all the shops around where I live don't have any of the cheap stuff in stock, so before the comments roll in, I know, okay? I tried my best on this bit. Off screen, I took the polystyrene outside and roughed it up a little. Then I cut down a Pringles tube and added bits of model kits and toys to it to make it look like some kind of control tower. So technically this is 3 builds in one: submarine, landing pad and control tower terrain. There we go, Charles Henderson. Now everything is stuck down, it's on to the painting, which will just be Mod Podge and black acrylic paint mixed together. Once all the paint is dried, it's on to the actual painting, and I'm going to use this colour changing. Hang on, I'll start again. Once all the paint is dried, I'm going to use this colour changing paint from Vallejo as the base colour, which is going to be like a sea green. Once that's dried, then it's on to painting the googly eyes, which aren't googly eyes anymore, but they're sort of like landing lights. Let's pretend, people. Let's pretend. For the submarine, it's going to be primed grey. And while I still have the grey in my airbrush, I will just spray the terrain with it as well. If any of my viewers ever watch Stingray and remember the colours of the control tower, then this is my little homage to that. I start with a blue. I'm also painting it this way because I don't want it to look crisp. I want it to look sort of years and years old, years of battered, decayed weathering and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm just doing that, and then I'll go over all the little bits of plastic, because over time they've just been adding bits of plastic and they haven't got any funding anymore from whoever was funding Stingray to start off with. But yeah, I kind of thought too much into this, didn't I? This basically, all this plastic here was just to cover up the terrible polystyrene that I couldn't cover up with plaster. So I'm going to go with the Stingray colours for the submarine, which means it's going to be a gunmetal silver for the underneath. And because I'm a sadist and hate doing this to myself, I broke out some masking tape because I'm going to try and attempt to make a yellow line. This took ages, so let's just quickly move on. The top half of the submarine gets it's kind of like a royal blue. I thought it stood out too much, so I'm going to tone it down in a bit, but for now royal blue gets painted on the top of the submarine. Because the hairdryer has a contract, I have to bring it out every now and again. So here is Jeff, the hairdryer. He's been in a few videos now and trying to fulfill his contract. So yep, there's Jeff. Say hello, Jeff. The moment of truth time. Let's see what we go. Well, that's straight enough for me. That'll do. Only thing is now I have to go back and reapply that masking tape, which I'll do off camera because it's gonna take me ages. Then, feeling like a wizard, I'll just go in and freehand the yellow stripe with the top line. I'm laughing because I remember it took an awful long time for this, so let's just skip on to the next bit. Now, this is my homemade black wash, 50-50 ratio water and acrylic paint with a drop of rinse aid, just to make it flow. Cheaper than the shop stuff that you can buy and keeps longer too. I've not actually opened this for a long time, so let's just, well, yeah, well, the only way I'm going to find out is by trying it, so let's try it on the model. So this is actually the moment of truth because I've not used this for a long time, and it goes on. It goes on actually better than the Vallejo stuff that I mean, I'm not saying mine's better than Vallejo's is good, but it actually goes on really nice. And then what I'll do is I'll do that on this, the model and the submarine. dab it all off after leaving it on for a little bit just to give it that dirty look, and then it's over to the glamour shots. So all that's left is for me to say thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you liked the video. I did a bit more on the back end because I usually cut the back end off, because I know a lot of people, well, I think a lot of people are interested in how I do the painting process. But if it's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments, so I'll probably keep it in future videos. So yeah, so look, glamour shots are next. Please like, subscribe, let's keep the channel going up. I thank you all very much for all your support, and until next time, keep scratching that build everybody. Glamour shots are next.